Colonel Parker wasn't Elvis's manager. He was a con man who stole $50 million from the king of rock and roll. But here's what will blow your mind. Elvis knew about it, and Parker threatened to destroy him if he exposed the truth. For 22 years, this carnival hustler systematically robbed the world's biggest star. But the real shock is how he got away with it. The con man's origin, 1955. A 46-year-old illegal immigrant from Holland walks into Sun Records, claiming to be Colonel Tom Parker. But Andreas Van Koch had been dead for years. This man had stolen his identity. The real Colonel Parker died in World War II. The man managing Elvis was a carnival con artist who couldn't even legally leave the United States. But Elvis didn't know any of this when he signed the contract that would make him a prisoner of his own success. What happened next would make Parker the richest manager in history. The 50% scam. Industry standard for management, 10 to 15%. Colonel Parker's cut, 50%. 50% of everything. Every concert, every record, every movie deal, every piece of merchandise. Parker was taking more money than Elvis himself. "It's fair," Parker told Elvis. "I'm making you the biggest star in the world." And Elvis, trusting and naive about business, believed him. But here's the detail that will shock you. The fake contracts. Parker wasn't just taking 50%, he was creating fake deals to steal even more. Merchandise licensing. Parker created shell companies to license Elvis's name and image. He'd pay himself licensing fees from Elvis's own money, then keep the profits. Concert venues. Parker negotiated secret kickbacks from promoters. They'd pay Elvis $100,000, but give Parker an additional $50,000 under the table. Publishing rights. Parker sold Elvis's song publishing for pennies, then bought them back through his own companies. The international prison drop. Every major star tours internationally. The Beatles conquered America. Elvis should have conquered the world. But Parker had a problem. He was an illegal alien who couldn't leave the country. Solution? Lie to Elvis. International tours are too risky, Parker told him. American fans pay better anyway. Elvis believed this was business strategy. It was Parker protecting his own secret identity. $20 million in international touring opportunities, gone. Because Parker was a criminal hiding from immigration authorities, but Elvis was starting to figure things out. The Discovery drop, 1973. Elvis is reviewing contracts with his new lawyer. What they find makes Elvis physically sick. The merchandise deals. Elvis owns none of his own image rights. The publishing. He's sold his songs for 1/10 their value. The touring. He's bound to perform only where Parker approves. How is this legal? Elvis asks his lawyer. It's not, comes the reply. You've been systematically defrauded for 20 years. Elvis realizes he's been a prisoner, not a star. His confrontation with Parker would change everything. The Showdown drop, Graceland, 1974. Elvis calls Parker to his office. On the desk, every fraudulent contract, every fake deal, every stolen dollar, documented. I know what you've done. I know what you've done, Tom, Elvis says quietly. All of it. Parker doesn't deny it. Instead, he smiles. You want to go public with this, Elvis? You want to destroy your own career? Because I know things about you, too. The prescription drugs, the affairs, the violent outbursts. Parker had been documenting Elvis's secrets for years, building an insurance policy. But Parker's next threat was unthinkable. The nuclear option. You expose me, Parker said, leaning forward, and I'll destroy you. I'll tell the world about the price of silence. 1975 to 1977. Elvis performs like a machine, earning millions. But every dollar reminds him of his own imprisonment. Parker books him for 150 shows a year in Vegas. Same venue, same routine, same cage. International stardom just a dream. Artistic growth impossible. Prescription drugs become Elvis's escape from the reality that he's not a star. He's a slave. And Parker? He's getting richer every day. But Elvis was planning his revenge. The secret plan. 1976. Elvis begins secretly recording his conversations with Parker. He's building a case, gathering evidence for the lawsuit that will expose everything. The plan. After his next tour, file criminal charges. Fraud, theft, extortion. Parker will go to prison. But Elvis needs to survive long enough to see justice. June 1977. Elvis has everything he needs. Then his heart stops. The death that saved Parker. August 16, 1977. Elvis Presley dies at Graceland. In his bedroom safe, boxes of evidence against Colonel Parker. Parker's first call isn't to the hospital. It's to his lawyer. We need to secure Elvis's files immediately. By the time Vernon Presley arrives at Graceland, Parker's men have already removed the evidence boxes. The final truth drop. Lisa Marie Presley's 2003 statement said it all. Colonel Parker didn't manage my father's career. He managed to steal my father's life. Elvis Presley died, not from drugs or heart failure, but from the stress of knowing his closest advisor was his greatest enemy. The carnival con man who promised to make Elvis a king ended up making him a prisoner. But here's the question that remains, the question that haunts. If your manager, your friend, your father figure was stealing from you for 20 years, would you have the courage to expose them? Elvis almost did. He died trying. That's why he wasn't just the king of rock and roll. He was the king of trying to do what's right, even when it might destroy everything you've built. Colonel Parker got his money. Elvis got immortality. Elvis got immortality. And sometimes, the truth is worth more than $50 million.